Good evening, viewers. I am Nakita Samuel, welcoming you to this week's edition of Agri Business Now. On this week's program, we will continue to enlighten you on the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act of 2007, Fisheries Annual Summer Program launched, and hear updates on the OECS Regional Agricultural Competitiveness Project, AGRICOM. We also have the How to Do segment plus the news and announcements. The details of this package and more after this short break.
Did you know that the OECS Agriculture Competitiveness Project, otherwise known as AGRICOM project, has been officially launched?
Well, it was. And the project aims at enhancing access to markets and sales for competitively selected farmers and fisher folks.
But to access funds, you must be part of a productive alliance.
So what is a productive alliance, you ask? It's a business arrangement between farmers and or fisher folks on one hand, and on the other hand, aggregators. Aggregators can be cooperatives, lead farmers, or marketers and agro-processors.
The project provides matching grants to a productive alliance. A minimum of 10 farmers or fishers and an aggregator, such as a lead farmer, a cooperative, marketer, or an agro-processor.
Farmers and fisher folk in Productive Alliance can receive up to $8,000, while the aggregator, lead farmer or fisher, cooperative, marketer, or agro-processor can receive up to $120,000. For more information, please contact Ministry of Agriculture, Richmond Hill at 456-1410 or 456-1111, extension 311 or 321, or email agricomsvg@mail.gov.vc.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you're watching Agribusiness Now. Mr. Noel Bruce, a regular face on the program, but for those of you who are joining us for the first time, he is the legal advisor to the Farmer Support Company Limited. He will be explaining the conditions of the certificate of registration.
Just to remind our viewers that we are discussing certain aspect elements, sections of the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Prevention of Theft Act of 2007. And today, I want to take us back to the interpretations, some definitions, especially that of livestock, and also to talk a little about Section 3 of the Act and Section 6 and 7. Now, livestock in the Act includes any farm animal or poultry or the carcass, head, skin, or any other part or product therefore. And if I may take us back to Schedule 1, and is the value or weight of agricultural produce or livestock. And livestock of the value of $50 or more, or the weight of 5 kilograms or more. The last program we spoke about vendors. Today I want to address butchers, because you would realize by listening to this definition that includes not only a live animal, but the meat or part thereof of that animal. And so therefore, if you are a butcher and you're not a registered farmer, and you sell or dispose of livestock of the value of $50 or more, or the weight of 5 kilograms or more, you need to be registered with the Ministry of Agriculture and obtain a certificate of registration. Now, I am drilling home this point because very soon we will have officers who will go around to vendor stall, who will do stop and search, who will be visiting butchers at their place of business where they are located and ask to see their certificate of registration. Now, Section 6 of the Act states, a person registered under this Act, or under this section, shall keep his certificate of registration in his possession and, on being so required by a constable, produce it for examination, or B, cause this certificate of registration or a duplicate of such certificate of registration to be conspicuously displayed at the place from which he sells or otherwise disposes of agricultural produce or livestock, or in each such case where there is more than one. So this is simply saying that as a vendor, if Section 1 applies to you in that you sell produce to the value of $50 or more, or livestock, a live animal or part thereof, as in the case of a butcher, of 5 kilograms or more, therefore you need to be registered and you will be issued with a certificate of registration. Now, this certificate of registration should be prominently displayed at your place of business or on your person at all times. So Section 7 states that a person who is required under this section to be registered and who sells or otherwise disposes of agricultural produce or livestock of the value or weight prescribed in Schedule 1 without a valid certificate of registration issued under this section, which is Section 4, or fails to comply with Section 6, which is the section I have just read, commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of $500 and to imprisonment for 3 months, or both such fine and imprisonment. So therefore, we are encouraging you, if you are a vendor, if you are a butcher, or if you are any such person that falls under this section, that this section affects you, come to the Ministry of Agriculture and inquire where the farmers registration section is, and you will be guided accordingly.
The Fisheries Division within the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labour, in collaboration with the Fisherman's Day Committee, is hosting their annual Fisheries Summer Program under the theme Changing Perception Through Fishery Education. The aim of this year's program is to educate youths about the fisheries sector through investments and career choices. Speaking at the launch was Senior Fisheries Officer Chris Isaacs.
Young people constitute a large part of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it is you, the youth, who will have to live longer with the consequences of the current environmental decisions that us as adults and our elders make. Future generations will also be affected by the decisions we make today, and the extent to which we have addressed concerns that are affecting us, such as climate change, biodiversity loss, and balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship. Nonetheless, it's the responsibility of us as adults to instill good teachings in each of you and habits, and teach you the wise use of natural resources, thus reducing wastage and enabling you to be more responsible for the sustainability and protection of the environment and the resources around St. Vincent and the Grenadines. During this week of the Fisheries Summer Program, you'll be involved in such activities as conservation, a Ridge to Reef walk, beach cleanup. You'll be learning about fishing gear and methods, safety at sea, and practical uses in fish processing. I want you to pay very close attention to the various staff as they pass on the knowledge of the fishing industry to you, as there are valuable employment opportunities for young people. And it is through the promotion of youth in the sector that encourages innovation and entrepreneurship, because it is you, the youth, who are more inclined to use new technologies and techniques. When I first started here at Fisheries, we didn't have widespread use of smartphones. We had a couple computers, but internet was so slow, basically dial-up, that it was non-existent. But now with Google, with smartphones, broadband internet, with IG, Facebook, information is basically at your fingertips. Let's not just use it to chat with our friends or check up on what's going on with our IG and our friends. Use it to learn more about the environment, learn more about fisheries, learn more about what you can do to shape our future. It is through initiatives such as this summer program, and I know that Coast Guard has one going on as well, that we take the first step in engagement of our youth. And it is through the support of government institutions and citizen-led, dare I say today youth-led initiatives, that we start to revitalize and transform the broken systems in St. Vincent and around the world.
Also present at the launch of the one-week annual Fisheries Summer Program was a past staff member of the Fisheries Division, Dr. Rowena Kirby-Straker of the Wake Forest University of North Carolina.
I was here in 2010 when the Fisheries Summer Program started. It's an excellent program for you. I know sometimes fisheries gets a bad rap and it's thought of sometimes as a last resort for someone who didn't get into some other field. But as Mr. George said, it has a lot of potential for you in entrepreneurship, but also in research and in many other areas. So come in with an open mind and enjoy yourself. It will be an experience that can change your life.
After the launch, the students, along with the visiting team from the Wake Forest University of North Carolina, toured the fisheries facility. Welcome back. You are watching Agri Business Now. On Friday, 12th July 2019, a press conference was held at the Ministry of Agriculture conference room geared towards informing the public about the current status and future plans of the OECS Regional Agricultural Competitiveness Project. Honorable Saboto Caesar, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor made some remarks.
As the agriculture sector continues to evolve, we grapple with the vagaries of climate change and evolving markets. And the OECS Agricultural Competitiveness Project that we are unfolding will definitely give us as a nation, as a people, the opportunity to address the issue of marketing for many of our commodities. There is going to be a significant focus on producers. We are aware that we have established in the country a framework for producers within the sector to diversify around the production of bananas. And of course, I don't have to go into the history of the resultant implications of the World Trade Organization's decision in the banana case. We are at a stage in our development bringing significant benefits to producers and marketers in the country. At the end of this project, what we are seeking to obtain is a diversified production platform with unique structures where we have the entire value chain studied, we have producers aggregated, we have markets which are organized and where issues of the barriers to entry are properly addressed, and means and modalities of ensuring that farmers and producer groups that they receive the best possible profits that they can within the circumstances. So I really look forward to working with Mr. Sipasad over the upcoming months, and also with Mr. Huggins to draft and to create a framework which will be used by producers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to create that pathway so that persons can be properly guided as it pertains to production and productivity in the sector.
Conroy Huggins, AGRICOM's project coordinator, is anticipating great things for the project.
What I'd like to say is that the call for proposal, it was published on the Friday the 28th of June, and it's just running 2 weeks now. And the call will be closed at the end of August, on August 30th. The AGRICOM project, as Minister pointed out, we are anticipating great things. We'll continue the engagement with the stakeholders, and just want to make the appeal for persons. The information is all available online on the government website, www.gov.vc, and under the Ministry of Agriculture projects, you'll be able to access the necessary information. Apart from that, you can contact the Ministry of Agriculture. The project implementation unit is housed within the Ministry of Agriculture, and we will be able to facilitate all the queries you may have, the information that you need, and the unit will make that available to you. You can also contact the communications unit, which will also provide with the necessary information.
Dr. Michael Sipasad is a business development consultant to the AGRICOM project. He was present at the press conference.
The AGRICOM project is premised on the unarguable fact that agriculture and fisheries is critical to the development of St. Vincent and Grenadines. It's also premised on the belief, and I think rightly so, that the sectors, agriculture and fisheries, need to be more competitive. Right now you have a supply push system, which is traditional in agriculture. You farm, you take it to the market, hope to get a sale. You rear your animals, you take it to the market, you hope to get a sale. You fish, you take it to the market, hope to get a sale. In the 21st century, that is really not the way to go if you want to sustain and succeed, not only survive. You can survive on that, but to sustain this economic activity and to succeed, you need to be demand-driven. You need to be more au fait with consumer preferences, consumer needs, market situations. The feeling is that if you have a system of aggregation where you have aggregators and agro-processors who can do that, they can get information in the market, they can communicate with the farmers and the fishers about what the market needs. In that way, or that is one of the ways that you could make farming activity, fishing activity more competitive in the marketplace. And so the project is geared to help these productive alliances of farmers, fishers, and aggregators and agro-processors to develop business ideas into marketable ideas. So what I'm saying to conclude is that if you want to improve market access and competitiveness, doing a business plan is just one element of it. There are other elements that are important, and these include certifying to standards and quality to ensure that you produce consistent quality. So, Mr. Minister, I look forward to working with the team over the next several months. It's an exciting project, it's challenging, and my approach has been to think outside of the box. I believe that if we do things the way we did it in the past, we'll get the same results that we got in the past. So we have to look outside of the box and be innovative, do things that create value for the customer and for St. Vincent and Grenadines, and improve the incomes for farmers and fishers.
If you love eating fish, this week's How to Do is surely for you. On this week's How to Do segment, we'll show you how to identify the difference between fresh fish and stale fish.
When fish is fresh, the slime is clear, colors are bright, eyes are clear and convex, that is, the eyes are bulging, the texture of the fish is firm to the touch, gills are bright red, the belly cavity is intact and shiny, and the odor smells like seaweed. On the other hand, when fish is stale, the outer slime is cloudy, colors are bleached, eyes are cloudy and concave, that is sunk in, the texture is soft, the flesh is soft, it retains your fingerprint, gills are brown in color, and the belly cavity is easily torn.
Here are the news and announcements.
The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has received a loan of US $4.3 million from the World Bank for the implementation of the OECS Regional Agricultural Competitiveness Project, AGRICOM. The project objective is to enhance access to markets and sales for selected farmers and fishers, as well as aggregators and agro-processors. AGRICOM is hereby inviting eligible fishers or farmers as product supplying partners in collaboration with aggregators or agro-processors, which can be producer organizations or private micro, small or medium enterprises, as buying counterparts, to submit business idea profiles. This call is open for business idea profiles for agriculture, livestock, fisheries, and agro-products. Interested aggregators or agro-processors and farmers or fishers can obtain the business idea profile template and the user guide for the preparation of the business idea profiles on the Ministry of Agriculture AGRICOM website www.gov.vc. Hard copies of these documents can be obtained from the AGRICOM Project Implementation Unit Office, Ministry of Agriculture, Richmond Hill, Kingstown, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, at telephone number 4561410. Business idea profiles template must be submitted in both hard copy and electronic form, along with supporting documents in a sealed envelope clearly marked AGRICOM Business Idea Profile. Addressed to Project Coordinator, AGRICOM Project, Ministry of Agriculture, Richmond Hill, Kingstown. Proposals must be submitted within 50 days of the issuing of this call. Accordingly, business idea profiles will be accepted from Friday, June 28, 2019 to Friday, August 30, 2019 at 3 p.m.
We are out of time, so this is where we wrap things up for this week's program. For more information, feel free to contact us at the Communications Unit within the Ministry of Agriculture at 456-1111, extension 312 or 472, or email us at citumaf2@hotmail.com. Remember, you can view more of Agribusiness Now programs on our YouTube channel, Agribusiness Now St. Vincent, or like our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/agribusinessnow to get more updates. Until next time, I am your host, Nakita Samuel. Thank you for viewing and do have yourselves a wonderful evening.